All right, I'm going to go over simplifying fractions. We know when we multiply fractions, we multiply straight across. So I want to just show you why cross-canceling is just a better method, a more simple method to multiplying fractions and simplifying. So when you have a problem like this, we know that with multiplication we multiply across. So 3 times 9 is 27. And then 33 times 9, well, I'm not really sure, so I'm going to go off to the side. 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 9 is 27 plus 2. I have 297. So now I have this big number. The way to simplify this is to find the common factors, the greatest common factor of these both. So I would have to list all the factors of 27. I'd have to list all the factors of 297. I can list the factors of 27 easily, and then I can see if I can divide that out. So I have 1, and then 3 times 9, and 27. I don't believe there's any other factors for that. So one of these numbers is going to divide evenly to get 297. But I also have 27 without even listing them. So I'm going to try to see if 27 goes into 297. So I'm going to take my numerator, divide it by the denominator. So 27 goes into 29 once, and then subtract. Oh, okay, so apparently it does go into it. So 27 goes into 27 one time, and I have a remainder of 0. So that means my common factor is 27. My greatest common factor is 27. So that means I'm going to divide by 27 and divide by 27. It's a lot of work when you have large numbers, but it works. So if this works for you, it is totally fine. I don't have huge numbers on the quiz, but it's good to know why we do cross-canceling. So 27 divided by 27 is 1, and 297 divided by 27 is 11. So that's 1/11. That is in simplest form. But I'm going to show you why we use cross-canceling. So I'm going to take the same problem. Look at all this work. I had to multiply, I had to divide, and I'm going to show you how we do cross-canceling to find something more simple. So same problem. Remember we talked about the butterfly method, going around to see what factors, if they have common factors. So if I look at these numbers, all right, if I look at these 9s going across this way, well, are these numbers divisible by each other? Is there a number that divides into them both? Yes, and that number is 9. So I'm going to say, okay, well, 9 divided by 9 is now 1. And 9 divided by 9 is 1. So I'm simplifying the fraction before I even start to multiply, before I even start to multiply across. What about this way? I have two numbers, 3 and 33. 33 is divisible by 3, so I'm going to use that. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 33 divided by 3 is 11. This is now saying I have like a new fraction. 1 over 1 times 1 over 11. I simplified my fractions before I even started to multiply across. So now I say 1 times 1 is 1, and 1 times 11 is 11. This is the more efficient way of simplifying fractions than to do all this work. If you're not understanding it and you still want to do it, you can get the answer. It's totally up to you. But this is just a more simple way of simplifying fractions. So I'm going to do a couple more problems using cross-canceling so that we can get a little bit more practice. So let's look at, this is a simple one, 2/4 times 7/8. Again, I can multiply across, and that tells me 14, and 4 times 8 is 32. But I can use my cross-cancel method, and see if I can simplify. I have a 4 and a 7. There are no factor that goes into both 4 and 7. You have to divide by the same exact one. You can't just create, other numbers. And 7 is prime. So we know that 7 only has 2 factors, one in itself. Let's look at the other way. So now if I look at my 2 and my 8, okay, I can definitely simplify those 2 fractions to make it easier on myself. I know that 2 and 8, 2 is a common factor, so I can divide 8 divided by 2. So if I divide 8 by 2, I have to divide 2 by 2. If I divide 2 by 2, that becomes 1. And if I divide 8 by 2, that becomes 4. So now I'm just going to multiply across. 1 times 7 is 7, and 4 times 4 is 16. Simplified. This works for any method. So now I'm going to do it again without, doing so much writing so you can try understand it a little better. So, and it doesn't matter what numbers I choose. Sometimes, let's see, 16 over 7. It doesn't matter if it's an improper fraction either. Remember, this is multiplying, so you're just multiplying across. So my common factors, 3 and 7, they're both prime, so there are no other numbers that go into both. But 4 and 16, that sounds familiar. I know that 16 is divisible by 4. I know 4 is a factor of 16. So I can divide by 4. If I divide this by 4, I get 1. If I divide 16 by 4, I get 4. Now I'm just going to multiply across. 3 times 4 is 12, and 1 times 7 is 7. Okay, so now you have an improper fraction. There are also 2 methods for this one. The simplest way is to say how many times, so 7 times what, equals 12 without going over. So you hear me in the classroom, I'll say, if you have 12, how many times can you give me 7? Well, if you only have 12, you can only give me 7 once. Because if you give me 7 2 times, that would be 14, and you don't have 14, you only have 12. So 7 times 1 is 7. How many do you have left over from the 12? You will have 5, because 12 minus 7 is 5. The bottom number stays the same. If you don't know how to do it this way, you can do long division. So when you have this, your denominator is always going to go first. That's like, it's called the divisor. So the divisor is at the door, and the dividend is at the end. So that's going in like this way. Same as saying a multiplication problem. If you have 12, how many times can you give me 7? So 7 times 1 is 7. You subtract. That gives you 5. And then I cannot go any further without adding decimals and zeros. So, that being said, now I have this, right? And if you look at it, here's my 1. That's my whole number. There's my part, my remainder. And out of 7. So you choose the method that you want to simplify. Definitely, if you just want to multiply across and simplify, that's totally fine. If you have like a small number, okay, so I'll show you one more before. Let's see. So let's say if you just have a small number, like 2/4 times 1/3, okay? I mean, this one's not even this one you don't even have to simplify, because if I look at both ways, if I go across this way and this way, there's nothing that they're divisible by each other, so I'm just going to multiply across. 2 times 1 is 2, and 4 times 3 is 12. Oh, okay, well, 2 and 12, 2 is a common factor of 12. 2 does go into 12, so I'm going to simplify. Even though I tried my cross-canceling, I know that I can simplify more than that. So 2 divided by 2, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. They have to be the same. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. that is in simplest form. All right. Good luck on your quiz tomorrow. I'm sure you're going to do fabulous. Have a great night.